I may hate drama in my life, but I love talking about the drama in yours.
I may watch too much reality TV, but you're listening to me talk about it. Hello, everyone. This is Fumi.
And I'm B.
And you listen to a new episode. You are listening to. How about that? Mm-hmm. A new episode of RealiTEA-V.
Yep.
How was your week, girl?
It was pretty good. I'm trying to recount the whole last 7 days. It was good.
It's very hard when you don't plan to remember.
Yeah. Pretty good. Nothing majorly great, nothing majorly bad, so.
Majorly bad is very important not to have. Like,
yeah.
If it's that bad, and it's like, shit, you need a drink or something.
Yeah, nothing. Actually, yeah. Nothing too bad.
Or a massage. You know, I know I said that kind of weird, but it was on purpose.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
Busy.
Yeah.
Very, very, very busy. Kind of a blur, too.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I have 10 days off from work soon. So I cannot wait until Friday's over because that's when it shall begin.
That would be lovely.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. You know, this is a time of a whole bunch of days off from work.
Right.
Now, if you're not one of the lucky people who actually have the day off, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But for our job, we get to have holidays off and have holiday pay. And then if you just so happen to work overtime on that, we get time and a half and double.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, those checks be looking nice.
Right.
So, yeah, so I'm excited about that. But I totally forgot to tell you about this little story situation. I haven't had story time in a while. So when I was in LA, I went to my son's regular barber that he had in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were waiting, of course, we didn't make an appointment. So we were there honestly for like 2 hours just waiting because all these people came for their appointment back to back.
Yeah.
So then this guy walks in. It looks like his wife, daughter and a son, I'm assuming. And the mom walks in with these big bug-eye sunglasses and just had a stank face, mad, sad, really.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? So the kid, honestly, I thought it was a girl at first because his hair literally went to his butt. It was so long. And it was time for him to get a cut. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's why she mad. Yeah. She did not, not one bit want to cut off a millimeter of his hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, cut it. It's like pretty.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous hair. And he looked like I want to say she was black. Mm-hmm. And I want to say the husband was like Cuban or Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Republic. Is it
just
Republican?
Dominican.
Thank you. Yeah. I was like, that doesn't sound
just Dominican.
Yeah. So because they were talking on the phone and the girl was like the daughter speaking Spanish. I'm like, okay, I guess they're, Afro Latinos. So the boy gets his hair cut. It was the whole scissors and snip. I was like, oh my God. And she was crying.
Yeah.
So bad. And she wanted to keep the hair. So she kept the hair. And I was thinking, like, why would they cut their hair? Like, why would they?
Yeah.
And at first I thought their dad was making the boy cut the hair. Like, no, you grown little boy now. You have to get your hair cut and blah, 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 blah. Come to find out the little boy wanted it done.
Of course, yeah.
I said, what the fuck you mad for?
Yeah.
Like, what the? Just get over. And she was mad.
Yeah.
The husband would try to touch her, like, knee. She was like, don't touch me. I was like, she gonna be mad for a good week or so.
Yeah.
I was like, moms, if your boy's getting older, he kind of wants to cut his hair and have something different. And can you imagine, like, your son's 7 and he has a hair appointment just like all the other girls?
Right. Yeah, pretty much is what it is.
A girl's always being in your head and you always gotta worry about your hair getting washed.
He's like, look, I just want waves like everybody else.
So yeah, like a little fade on the edges, and then like it was more of like an afro curly type of situation. It was like a full fade, but it looked nice. And you can tell he's one of those boys that when he get older, he's gonna
have hoes.
He
probably already got some.
He's either it's gonna be either side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Either he's gonna be full of shit.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna be like Clinton.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, how can you be a specimen of God and you're such a great guy at the same time?
Because I don't believe it.
No, it's so hard to believe.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Clinton is from Are You the One? So, the one and only season that B watched.
Yeah.
What if he made like a comeback if him and Uche broke up?
I'd watch it.
Okay, of course. That was kind of a dumb question.
Yeah.
But, let's go into a little bit of celebrity news that I can remember from the past week. Mm-hmm. There was some drama on social media between, Lord have mercy, Keke Wyatt.
Oh, yes.
And her ex-husband, because she got married. And I did not read the press release on Instagram because I didn't have time. Mm-hmm. But apparently they went at each other. She's talking about the mistress that's now her ex-husband's girlfriend. Yeah. And then she came out and said, I was never a mistress. We were never friends. But then she sang backup for her one time. And the first time...
So you were her employee?
Yeah.
Just shut up. Just say nothing.
She was like, I don't even know her. And then she was like, I met her at this one event and I sang backup for her one time. And then she was like, I haven't even been with them just two. And she went in their marital house at one point. Oh, so it's like, okay, well.
You've crossed some lines, boo. No one wants to say I'm a fucked up person, but you did a fucked up thing. I don't really know you outside of anything, but
I would much rather her be like, you know what? I did know her. I did work for her here and there, but I just never saw her husband in any type of intimate light whatsoever until recently. Mm-hmm. I think that would fare better than, I don't know her, blah, blah, blah. I met her on the red carpet on here. It's like, what?
So you do know her.
I was like, okay, only Mariah Carey could say that and pull it off. So no one else can really do that.
Yeah.
And so, they had the celebrity boxing event between, it's supposed to be Hoops and Farrah. Yeah. But it was Hoops and Nat D. Mm-hmm. And Nat D got that ass beat. Mm-hmm. Hoops won. And I just saw a clip earlier and Nat D was not prepared. Yeah. She was trying to do some jabs, and then when Hoops would clock her, she would go full on bear hug, street fighting. Yeah. And it was that's not how this works. Yeah. And I looked at this Nat D, I looked at her Instagram, I was like, I don't remember her whatsoever for some reason from Mob Wives. I don't know if she was on there one season.
Yeah, one full season.
Okay, that's probably why. I know the other Natalie.
Yeah,
but
she was a Natalie that got into it with that Natalie. It was the season when Vivica had hosted their reunion.
I really don't remember that shit. That was toward the beginning.
No, very end. Within the last 2 to 3 seasons. Actually, I want to say the season before last. Yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe I didn't watch the reunion, I guess. Yeah. Because I don't remember Vivica doing a reunion. Mm-hmm. Cardi B is going to be a judge on a rap.
Oh, my God.
Competition on Netflix.
Okay.
Have any thoughts about that, B? Look at your face right now.
Because, I mean, if it was her ghostwriter doing it, then I would be like, okay, they have some useful tips. But I like Cardi's music, but let's be honest, there is absolutely nothing about rap that Bacallus can tell anyone, in my opinion, because everything you do that has been hot is been done by someone else. They did it for you. They wrote a song and they said, here, you say this, and you say it, and it's a hit.
Who is this ghostwriter?
No one knows. She knows. I know it is. I know for a fact. I'm like, I've listened to both of Cardi B's mixtapes.
You have.
Full on. And I'm like, there is no way that your lyrical skills jump from where they are to where they are now within a year. You said it yourself. I dropped 2 mixtapes in 6 months. How does your lyrical skills go from like, it's not horrible to like, this is really, really good? Like, no. Mm-mm.
Does it sound good because it's more catchier?
No, it sounds good because someone else wrote it.
Well, okay. I'm gonna ask a lot of dumb questions.
You're not gonna convince me.
I'm not trying to convince nobody of anything. Because I didn't listen to any of her mistakes or anything like that.
Like all her, it never sounded bad. Even like, her very first hit, Ran Down on a Bitch Twice. It was like, okay, it was catchy and it had lines. It was like, okay, I get it. And then like Invasion of Privacy, I'm like, this is like somebody being like, I'm about to take some vocal lessons. Okay, cool. And then 2 months later, you have like the voice of Beyonce. And it's like, 2 months, huh? That's not... But get your check.
Well, that's what she's doing.
Yeah, get your check.
And she made a, announcement on Instagram.
Everybody, I'm excited to announce that I will be one of the judges on Rhythm and Flow on this new series on Netflix. Me, Chance the Rapper, and T.I. gonna be...
So her, Chance the Rapper, and T.I.
That is such an insult.
I'm going to remember their music. I'm going to remember their face. I'm going to remember their personality. A lot of people can spit, but they can't make music, and they can't spit, and they can't.
Don't make that face.
And that's why people don't listen to their music, because they just don't have that it factor. I'm looking for that it factor, and I don't give a fuck if you don't think I'm qualified as a judge. Bitch, I make good fucking music, because you know my name and you know my motherfucking records, right, bitch? I make hits.
She made sure She made sure to put that part in there about fucking your feelings. She does make
hits that she don't write. But get your check, support culture, do you.
The one thing she can say, I'm like, that I can agree with, is the fact that she's definitely in it for the money.
Yeah.
So having a ghostwriter doesn't seem far-fetched, because that's kind of what you're known for, is getting the money. Then your artistry as a lyricist is not going to be top priority. Right. So that's the only reason why I'm like, well, all right, well.
Yeah.
Ghostwriter or not, then.
Ashanti saying like, you know what? I'm going to take some vocal lessons and strengthen my vocals. And it's like, okay, Ashanti, go get your little training. And then 3 months later, she comes out and she has the voice of like Alicia Keys. Like, what fucking vocal coach were you going to? Like, okay. Like, all right.
You know, one of my favorite songs from Ashanti? The one with the like heavy guitar. Mm-hmm. Only You? Is it?
Concrete Rose.
And I remember when it came out, I was like, oh my God, I hate that I like this song.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks good.
Yeah.
But she's definitely, she's known for making hits with Ja Rule. Yeah. But not being a great artist.
Yeah. Early, it was that Beyonce effect. Because her first 2 albums when she came out was pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, she had number 1, she had Grammy, mm-hmm. she was on top. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah. But,
yeah,
so I'll always remember.
Never forget. Is there anything I'm missing? Let me look at my little, I try to keep track sometimes, but I haven't really been on Instagram all that much. I've been busy. Oh yeah, so like we already mentioned that Farrah backed out of this little damn fight, but she was in Maldives the other day, and look the outfit that she had. Why are you still wearing a boxy outfit if you're not even in the part of the competition and it says always winning? And talking about hashtag anti-bullying. What are you talking about?
Who's bullying you?
She's so stupid. I can't stand her. Yeah, we don't want to talk about her anymore. Damn it, a thought came in my head and then it went away. So we did have the tragedy at the Borderline Bar and Grill in Thousand Oaks, California, where 12 people were killed by gun violence by a terrorist who was a Marine. I'm not saying former Marine because they say once a Marine, always a Marine. So just Marine. And one of those victims wound up being Tamara and Adam Housley's niece. And apparently they went on an interview with somebody. I didn't see the whole thing, or I don't even know if it aired yet. I think it was just a clip. I don't think it's aired just yet. I was actually surprised they did an interview. Yeah. That fast. Because that was pretty fast. Yeah. But then there was some digging that came up about Adam. And I guess people were trying to point out a little bit of hypocrisy when he reported about Trayvon Martin and kind of said that he deserved it or had it come in or something like that. Yeah. And he tried to say that it was because he didn't know all the facts. Yeah. Shade Room posted it, but then I guess they deleted it. Yeah. Because of the timing. It was like right when all that stuff happened. I guess people just felt like it was in poor taste. Yeah. To bring up that drama, during a tragedy like that. But I mean, my opinion is that even when you're reporting on things, it's one thing to report facts, but when you throw in your opinion like that, it kind of defeats the purpose of you being a journalist. Yeah. You kind of have to do straight facts and say, this is what happened. It's still developing, and leave it at that. Yeah. And kind of leave your personal feelings. And once you get all the facts, then maybe you can make an opinion about the whole situation. Yeah. And quote unquote, see, I want both sides of the story. That's what I hate when people say that. I'm like, I need both sides of the story for what? Right. You know both sides of the story. Yep. He was black, mind his own fucking business. Pretty much. But anyway. I mean, but that aside, it's crazy that it happened, but it was just a matter of time before someone with some type of platform, it was going to happen to them, whether it be themselves or a family member. Yeah. And it was like a college night, so it was a lot of college students there. Yeah. And where her friends were, they were on the dance floor and she was sitting down. So all her friends were able to get out. But I guess because she went to go sit down, she just got caught up in the thick of it. And Adam said he kind of knew that she was dead because when they were pinging her phone, it was still inside. Mm-hmm. So he kind of like knew before it was confirmed. Yeah. Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, it's fucked up. And it's 12 people, and then a few hours later, the fire in Ventura and LA County happened. I think they call it the Woolly Fire. Yeah. Camille Grammer got her house burned. Gerard Butler got his house burned down. Who am I missing? Miley Cyrus got her house burned down. I think Lady Gaga lived in the area. I know she did some helping at a evacuation center or place that they have people evacuate to. But a lot of celebrities live in Calabasas. Mm-hmm. And we got to the point where the whole city of Calabasas was evacuated. Yeah. So it's still going on now. Last time I checked, it was 20% contained and 90-something thousand square feet burned. So by the time I get to LA on Saturday, it's probably still going to be burning. Mm-hmm. And whatever. I think that's it. That's all I can think about. And we can move on to the show. So, I have been so behind in so many shows because I was kind of binging on scripted. Mm-hmm. But now I'm all caught up on that. And I caught up to Married to Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Heavenly is officially my problematic fave. Mm-hmm. Like, she does things that are hilarious. It makes me laugh. But when she's bad, she's bad. And it's like, you can't really, like, you wrong, girl.
Yeah.
You wrong. So, bringing up mamas again.
Yeah.
It gets kind of old, but it's
I'm like, at this point, if Mariah just hit her in the mouth, she wouldn't be wrong.
I mean, she broke that glass for a reason. She broke the glass on the side of her chair. It was like, I wish this bitch would come my way.
Yeah, because it's like, it's been funny. You've apologized for it, and you keep saying it, and it's like, you know, for some people, they could probably laugh it off, but for Mariah, you know, it's a soft spot for her, and so you keep going for it.
And then they got in an argument because of Quad.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part, because Mariah and Quad have been having friction since like season 2 or 3. Yeah, it's about season 2, because it's only like 5 or 6 seasons right now. And I don't know why they want Quad to talk about so much.
Right.
I mean, everybody has their own way of dealing with things.
Right.
So I'm not one to pressure someone to tell me details, even though I feel like they're my closest friend. I don't really like to pressure about telling them to tell me everything.
Yeah.
So I was just getting annoyed that everybody was like, well, you need to tell us. You need to tell her. Toy dumbass. Well, if you were my real friend, you would tell me everything so I could help you. And it's like, well, I mean, you never really been through a divorce, so I wouldn't even talk to you firsthand anyway.
Right.
I would probably talk to Jackie or Simone because they actually had stuff going on.
Right.
Simone went as far as to file for a divorce and he just backed out of it. So you're the last person I want to talk to.
Right.
And I knew what Heavenly was trying to say. Like, she doesn't want to tell you everything all the time. She kind of like wants to go out and not have to talk about it every single time. That's her personal choice. Whether Jackie felt comfortable talking about all the details of her situation, that's fine. But that doesn't mean everybody's going to do that same thing. And Heavenly was like, she ain't got to tell you everything. Mariah, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to God. Bitch, I said.
Right, just.
You know what? You full of shit. Your mama's full of shit. And threw the chair and act like she wanted to fight, but she didn't. But then she ran around the table to the side where her husband was at, but then was kind of like fake lunging. I'm like, if you're going to fight her, go to her side.
Right.
Not the other side. So when they first started arguing, Mariah took a flute, according to Quad, and broke it on the side. And then Toya was trying to get it. She was like, don't motherfucking touch.
Right.
And then when she said your mama, Aiden told Damon, hey, it's family. Like, you know, let's keep family out of it. And for some reason, Damon went off on Aiden. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
They just be.
But the kicker, we know that Contessa had a double mastectomy, preventative, prophylactic disectomy. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Mastectomy. But she went on a trip when she's still recovering. Toya got scared at a crab and hit Contessa in the chest. Yeah. Contessa felt like she did it on purpose. Yeah. And when she couldn't go out that night with everybody else, Heavenly told Toya, well, I think she thinks that you did it on purpose, and made Toya cry. Yeah. And she was like, I'm so tired of her. And she's like, why would anybody think that I would hit them on? I was going to get to that. And so she was like, well, she feels like that. She needs to get out of my house, because she was hosting the couples trip. And I'm like, see, this is kind of why I didn't think it was a good idea for her to be doing the trip, because she takes everything personal. And it's like, you can't just start kicking people out of the house because you don't like them. Right. And you invited them, or her husband invited them, to be specific. So the next day when she was feeling better and went out to the pool and she was saying hi to everybody, Contessa went to go say hi to Toya. She didn't look at her. She didn't acknowledge her. She was like, oh, okay, well, we can do that too. And she went off on her because she felt like, how can you say that I would do that on purpose? And kind of like what you said, I'm like, well, you kind of do some evil ass shit.
Yeah.
And if somebody does feel that way about you, that means you kind of need to check you and yourself, not about how or what they said about you. That's how evil she thinks you are.
Yeah.
So she called her all types. Toya called Contessa all kind of bitches like she usually does.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't want to be your friend if you're gonna call me a bitch so fast.
Yeah.
I leave a table, you call me a bitch.
Right.
I tell you, I feel like you hit me on purpose, and you're calling me a bitch. But then you're saying why we're not supposed to be doing stuff because we're friends.
Yeah.
I feel like this is worse than Jackie from Basketball Wives, where she was having this little friend complex for a couple seasons.
Oh, Lord.
Remember how bad it was?
Yeah.
But it wasn't this bad.
Yeah.
This is on some I'm a child and I need attention type shit.
Yeah.
And if you're not my friend, I'm going to fuck you over and make your life a living hell.
She's just
hot mess as usual.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's just like a TV personality and she's just being extra on TV, because if she's like this in real life, then it's like, oh yeah, I couldn't fuck with her.
Right.
Period. Just doesn't make any kind of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much the caught up version. What else did I catch up on? I'm forgetting. I'm drawing a blank. I watched a couple episodes of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant.
Yeah. Because
I hadn't watched any of the episodes. It's like 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And I caught up 3 episodes today. Teef is still running rampant in the streets of his own mind and pride.
Of course.
Teef still looks the same.
Yeah. I expect nothing else.
He's still a manipulative asshole. For example, they had an appointment for the baby to have a helmet to fix the shape of his head.
Yeah. He
went MIA and she kind of just left without him. And he told her, like, you can't be leaving me. And she was like, well, you weren't there and we had to leave and be on time. And then he turned into this whole situation of her keeping him away from his son because he was being mad disrespectful, and she blocked him. Oh. And you know what this boy did? He popped up at her house unannounced. And he was like, as long as you have my son, I'm going to pop up.
Oh, are you now?
And my thing, too, is like, why are you even giving him rides in the first fucking place? Like, I'm all for co-parenting and getting along and being able to go to doctor's appointments together and all that. But why are you still catering to him as if you're a boyfriend?
Right.
He needs to take some type of responsibility for him jacking off at you. Let's be real. Or carrying the baby. Or giving him titty milk. So, it's a long list. The least you can do is find your own way to the doctor's appointment. And you know this fool ain't working. According to her, he ain't bought a pamper, a wipe, a bottle, nothing. But you over here taking him to doctor's appointments with you? What the fuck, why?
Wow.
So I do commend her for taking him to court for child support.
Yeah.
He was only ordered to pay $120 a month, child.
Okay.
And he was forced to find a job.
Yeah.
So when he went to coffee or whatever with his friend, he was like, I feel like I'm being hoodwinked, bamboozled.
I am so tired of broke niggas thinking someone's trying to trap you. For what? Like, trapping you does not upgrade my lifestyle. At all.
Not with $120 a month.
No.
The fuck I'm gonna do with that? She was like, that barely buys diapers. He was like, he's like, you're trying to make me out to be a dad that's not around and I'm not that type of person, blah, blah, blah. He's saying things just to say them.
Like, okay, you're around, but you're not contributing.
And then he was like, you're just doing X, Y, and Z because you would just be happy that I call you up and say, you know what, fine, we'll get back together. Yeah. And she was like, what does that have to do with this? He was like, because you just clocking everything that I do. And it's like, you missed the doctor's appointment. Like, what? Still going.
Wow.
And it's like, how long is it going to click in her head that she needs to set boundaries?
Yeah.
I think she says that they'll never get back together, but her actions speak differently. Now, the season will progress, and I know she has like had a new beau or whatever. So we'll see how that plays out, because I think he goes ballistic in a way. Because he's the type of person who's never really around until he wants to be around. But then when they get in a relationship and they think that another man is around, then they blame the woman for them not being around. Like, it just makes no sense.
Right.
Like, she can never move on. But when she asks you where you were for a doctor's appointment, you're like, well, damn, I ain't trying to be in a relationship with you. You always want to know what I'm doing. I can't, it makes my head explode. Like, I don't. Okay. And I blame your mama, because your mama be putting up with all that bullshit and.
Right. Whoever she is. Oh, yeah.
Oh, the mama?
Yeah.
No, yeah. The one he had called, oh, get the fuck out of my face, Miss Damien.
Yeah.
Don't you ever talk about me and my son.
I would have used my white privilege against him.
Oh, yeah, we did say that last season. What? White privilege on.
Filing charges, everything.
White woman tears.
Yes, all of it. White victimization, white feminists. Yeah, all of it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm using it. You messed with the wrong one today, buddy.
Yeah. And fortunately for him, he got the right white woman to deal with, because she's just putting up with all the bullshit.
Right. Wouldn't have been able to do that to Bar's mama.
Were her white ass?
Like, no.
Speaking of Bar's mama, I actually took her to get a restraining order. She got a temporary restraining order, but she didn't get granted a more permanent one, the one that lasts for like 5 years. Yeah. And said there wasn't enough evidence. During this time, Bar's brother was in a murder trial.
Oh, yeah.
And he got convicted, found guilty of murder. So now his brother's like, we're trying to get the Innocence Project or whatever to like... The way he said it, though, it wasn't like, man, they're trying to get my brother. Right. Free my brother, yo. He only shot him one time.
He didn't do that shit.
He was like, we're trying to get the Innocence Project, do an appeal because blah, 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 blah. He seemed very level-headed, like, you know, so I was like, okay, you're different.
Right.
You're not trying to say free Fred because he only stabbed one person instead of 5. Like, no. And his mama still mama. Fuck that bitch. No evidence. I knew I was going to win. Like, outside the courthouse. Mm-hmm. And Brianna, the one that was dating the transgender boyfriend, she's off to Oregon with her mama. Mm-hmm. And the boyfriend decided to move. But then they were like, yeah, we haven't found jobs in the apartment yet, so we're just staying in an Airbnb. I was like, what? Wait, so your grown-ass mama, your boyfriend, and your baby moved to Oregon and y'all ain't even got a place to stay?
Talk about the dysfunction.
The fuck? And they drove from, I think, Wisconsin to Oregon.
Okay.
And the older sister, she said, I'm going to stay my ass right here and I'm moving in with my boyfriend. She said, no, I'll stay here. I had a good job.
Right. I
thought at least the mama would, she was like, well, I decided to move Oregon to be closer with my parents. I'm like, you don't have, I just couldn't see myself moving across the country and not really having knowing that I have a place to stay and I have to stay in an Airbnb.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the Airbnb is better than like a weekly motel, but it's still like up in the air.
Right.
And then you don't have jobs. So the daughter asks her mom, like, oh, you found a job? And she's like, nah, it's been really hard. I'm like, bitch, ain't you in your 40s?
Right. Like, at the most, you should have had at least like 10 job interviews lined up.
She said she did a couple phone interviews, but it's still, for me, it would be unsettling.
Yeah.
Like, I would just feel nervous about it, and I would think about it all day, and I probably wouldn't sleep all night because I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna live permanently.
Right.
Weird. And then Jade broke up with her boyfriend, and he's still being an asshole. And yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, Lexi, the monotone couple.
Oh, yes.
Oh boy is like, he's very monotone, but he's kind of controlling.
Yeah.
He wants to move to Arizona as soon as he finishes high school, but wants her to follow.
Yeah.
But she's like, my mama and help her here.
Right. So.
And he, you know what he said? He's like, oh, that's just because you can't get away. You can't cut the umbilical cord.
Okay.
Oh, no. A new umbilical cord came. It was our child's. That situation is not the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a senior party and she got invited. He wasn't gonna go. He was like, I'm gonna go. But he told her that she couldn't go. And she was like, well, I wasn't really gonna she was thinking about it, but she was like, well, I don't want to go because my son's my responsibility. Yeah. And then she was like, you shouldn't go. He was like, well, I'm a senior. And it was just like, what the fuck? And then he pretty much told his mom he felt like her mom helped her get a new car to try to keep her there. She was like, I'm not moving. Right. He was like, well, we are going to move. And she was like, well, do you think you can keep up with bills and rent and, babysitter and blah, blah, blah. He was like, I mean, yeah. Like,
no, that's a no.
I would feel more comfortable if it was a dorm situation. Because at least financial aid is going to pay for your rent. Right. You know what I mean? But you getting a whole apartment and bring your baby mama and your baby and you trying to go to college, that's just going to leave her stuck. Mm-hmm. Girl, stay at home with your mama. Yeah. Please do. Y'all ain't married. Y'all barely got back together. Right. And he full of shit. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all of them. And then Love and Hip Hop came on last night, but I only saw clips. It was a hot mess. Yeah, it was. I did see your post about Akbar, even though you didn't mention his name, but yeah, I just thought when there's like levels to fuck boys. Yeah, he's definitely at the top.
Yeah, he's a different type of man. It's
like you purposely get women at their lowest. Yeah. To feed your ego because you think you're helping them. Right.
But I'll be your daddy. I'll be your no.
Like no, that's what
right. And then the women next to him, I'm like
the wife
he
and
met
the girlfriend.
Y'all when y'all were like, so he's basically saying when he met you guys were bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
I was like, that's okay.
But they are brainwashed because they feel like, oh, he was there for me when I didn't have anybody else when I was at my lowest and blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, how do these women even stand still being a part of his concubine when he pretty much told you he only got with you because you were trash? Yeah. Like, he doesn't want successful women who gain success on their own. Mm-mm. He wants pretty much damn near homeless and going to rehab or
just down and out.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. And people have always said, they're like, yeah, like when stuff's going wrong in your life, you shouldn't really date and take time for yourself. And I've always heard it, but when I heard him say that, I'm like, so that's exactly why. If you're going through some stuff and somebody comes along, it's like, no, I really need to focus on me because you will think like, oh yeah, they're here to you know, I got a man or a woman, because women do it too, and you're going to help me out. And it's like, no, they're going to fuck you up even more. And it may not even be as extreme as Akbar. Like, but just like...
And they try to use it against you. Like, I was there for this. I got you a car and I got you this. Yeah. Why can't you just support me and be by my side and blah, 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 blah. I saw some like a stupid dumbass meme where it was like a cartoon figure and this girl was sitting next to this guy and like it had like horns that broke off. Yeah. And then the little description was like, oh, a real woman would tame a beast or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, women are not obligated to raise grown ass men. Right. Like, why do I have to be the one to be that one to help you build your credit, pay your bills, teach you how to write a check? Yeah. Like, that's not my responsibility.
Right. It's like I'm barely figuring it all out for myself and I'm supposed to come here and no.
I'm not about to do this for you. And then by the time my son gets to be around, 17, 18 years old, I got to teach all him. But I'm required to do that for him if I want him to have the best life possible. I'm not your mama. I'm not a maid. I'm not your CPA. Yeah. I'm not your chauffeur. I'm not any of those things. You better come to me 80% built. Right. Like, everything else is like, because we both learn it's new stuff on the way. But no, I'm not required to tame no beast. You shouldn't be a beast in the first fucking place. And if you're a beast, go over there with the beastettes. Because, I'm not fucking with you. Not one bit. Yeah. But that whole situation is really sad.
Yep.
And creepy, really.
Yeah.
Enough of that. I can't really think much of anything else. I haven't even watched Teen Mom. Speaking of Teen Momoji, I didn't watch all of it. The last episode, but I did just so happen to stumble on Amber Portwood's IG live session yesterday. And apparently it was Leah's birthday. Yeah. And she was just on there like, I don't know what else to say. I just get really tired of people telling me that I'm a bad mom. And, I spend time with my daughter and we do I baked a cake for her yesterday and, and just started crying. I said, bitch. Literally, bitch. Yeah. You have way more money than anybody in the fucking world that's telling you that you're a bad mom, first of all. Yeah. Second of all, why are you wasting your time crying to people on IG?
Yeah. Like, it sucks, but it's like, it's what you signed up for when you signed up for Teen Mom. You signed up for people to judge you as a person. And people were going to judge you for being a teen mom. They were going to judge you for just being a parent in general, because that's one of the things. I
mean, let's be real. She would have been judged whether she was on TV or not.
I'm like, you're going to be judged either way. And I'm like, and if it's getting to a point to where you're like, you can't take it no more, you've made quite a bit of money where you can be like, you know what? Enough is enough.
I mean, she made enough money for Matt to steal $120,000 from her. Yeah. Shit, I wish I had $120,000.
Right. I'm like, you've made enough money to where you can go and do something else away from the camera. You don't have to. At this point, you choosing to be in the limelight, you're kind of taking the good with the bad. The good is you get a whole lot of fucking money. The bad part is your life is open for scrutiny.
I mean, the open life to scrutiny, obviously that comes with the territory. I was just like, okay, why are you giving them any type of space or energy in your mind? Yeah. Like, I'm not a bad mom. Yeah, you did some shit where you wound up going to jail. Okay. Right. And these people probably sleeping on their couches. Yeah. On their mama couch. If that... Say you a bad bitch and a bad mom, I mean, a good mom, and keep it going. Like, you don't... I was just like, girl, you've been doing this for 10 years. Yeah. 10. You're not even any of the new bitches. Yeah. Go ahead. Either stop doing the show, because she did mention that the show was, tarnished her name. which it really didn't.
You kind of tarnished it.
It really didn't. It just made it to where everybody can view it at any point in time. Right. And literally millions of people watch it. So, okay, that part is kind of like, no.
Right. You had issues that needed to be fixed with or without a camera.
Right. And your relationship with Gary has been done a complete 180. Chris, you couldn't ask for a better stepmom because she ain't with the drama. She's always trying to include you. She even watched your damn baby. They ain't got nothing to do with her and her daughter. Mm-hmm. So you and your man can go out and have fun while y'all was in LA. Mm-hmm. Like, you couldn't ask for a better co-parenting situation.
Yeah.
And you make money. Like, come... At some point, you just gonna be like, "Yo, yeah, blah, blah, blah." Of course, every now and then there's gonna be one person where it's like, I'm gonna need to get the police involved in this.
Right.
But overall, people are just talking shit just to talk shit.
Yeah.
It's the internet. It's not the same as it was 10 years ago, obviously, when they started, or even 5 years ago. Just social media has definitely changed in recent time. Mm-hmm. But I was like, girl, I said, I can't watch this no more. This is not this.
Yeah.
No, this is too much. But yeah, that was that whole situation. And I don't know. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know what scripted show that I find, do you watch The Mayans?
I haven't watched the last few episodes.
You should watch it.
I'll get around to it.
The last 5 minutes of the last episode was like, it made me scream. And it was a season finale.
Yeah.
It made me scream. I was like, what? Are you serious? And I predict the next season's going to be really good because it's going to have some more SOA.
Yeah.
I feel like pilot seasons are always going to be slower because there's a lot of character development. Mm-hmm. But because of what happened in the last really 15 seconds, it's going to have more SOA people. Yeah. I feel.
Okay.
Because that's pretty much how it ended. SOA came down to Cali. Yeah. I mean, Southern Cali and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, it drags, but it was good. Because one of my favorite people from SOA was in there. So that was nice. Did you know American Horror Story? This was last season.
Oh, the very last one?
Mm-hmm. The series finale.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
This one's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
But I do need a Jesus bath every time I finish an episode. It kind of went from... What is it called? Apocalypse. And now it's kind of a Coven spinoff with a touch of Murder House. But now that I found out that it was like the final season, I was like, well, it makes sense that they have all these other seasons involved.
Yeah.
Because they had Murder House involved, and then they had... I feel like
Hotel.
Yes, thank you. Hotel.
Yeah, I had pretty much dang near all of them.
They didn't have Roanoke in there. Definitely didn't have Freak Show yet. The season's not over yet. But it makes sense that all these... But then it gets confusing because they always like recycle characters. Right. So it got confusing when they went to the Murder House because it was like, wait, so you're not the girl from Coven in here. You're the girl from... But then they will go to Apocalypse. And okay, weird, but fine. All right.
Yeah, it's like you gotta watch real closely.
You do. And that just caused you to need a Jesus bath even more. Mm-hmm. Oh, all the hell Satans I've been hearing. Oh, God. Just makes me cringe every single time. But it's just, the show is so good.
Yeah.
And I found that Game of Thrones starts in April. It's also the final season. And I feel like HBO's going to piss me off and it's only going to be like 8 episodes.
Dang, it could possibly be like that.
You know they be full of trash.
Yeah.
You know how they fucked up Sopranos and how it ended? People was mad as fuck.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it until like last year?
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago. Because it's on the HBO app or whatever, or their website. Mm-hmm. And I watched the whole thing from beginning to end, and I got so pissed off the way it ended. I said, this is some fucking bullshit. I mean, I know I'm 8 years behind, but this is just absolutely ridiculous. How the fuck do you end The Sopranos like this? I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't even got shot. I don't even survive. I don't know nothing. I don't know if the kids got it too.
Right.
Wife got it too. I don't know shit.
Right.
HBO bitch ass. I remember the final season of True Blood. She was only like 10 episodes. I was pissed. I don't know what it is. I guess their budget has decreased over the years because it got to the point where it went from like 16 episodes a season to like 10, maybe 11 a season. Now, granted, Game of Thrones is a big ass budget.
Yeah.
It's shot all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of pyrotechnics and blowing stuff up and the Night King and that CGI shit. But yeah. So I can't really think of anything else, can you?
No.
No, I knew that answer was coming. Any announcements you want to make?
No.
So I have an announcement, you guys. So we're going to be on a little hiatus for a little while. I'm actually moving back to California on some personal family-ish. But we still plan to keep the show going. So make sure to follow us on social media. RealiTEA-V on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. You can send us an email at realityv@gmail.com. And you can reach me. Well, not even reach me. You can follow me. Personally, Fumi Adago on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And Ebony888 on Snapchat, which I am never on. And you?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook, Roberta Smith, and Instagram, Leave It to Be.
This is an ultra short episode.
Right.
I don't know what else
right.
to say.
Right. I feel like I saw something. I just don't remember what it was. So
something that could have been of significance for listeners. But not for you.
Shit, I can't remember.
I haven't really been on social media that much either, so that's probably why I don't really know that much because I usually get all the shit that I tell y'all on social media, but I have been packing like a beast, so it's kind of slipped my mind just a tad. So, did you know that Kanye West and his wife hired private firefighters so that their houses don't burn down?
I had saw that, and I was like, where'd you hire him from? I'm like, that's something to keep in mind. I guess another state?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder how much they paid.
Right.
Because that's actually like, I wonder if like everybody's house in the center was burned down except for theirs. They obviously had to stay there.
Well, they ended up saying, there was reports, allegedly, that also said that like they also saved a lot of their neighbors' houses as well. So I'm like, I don't like the woman, but she is very generous. I'll give her that.
She can be. Some people were mad, like, wow, that's what happens when you got money. I said,
well, yeah.
Look, I don't really care for her or that whole damn family, but let me tell you something. If I had the coins to save my good goddamn house I spent millions and millions of dollars on, I want to say it's the same house that they added like a mini hospital to. Yeah. Like, I'm going to save my house. Yeah. And some people are like, well, they all got money. They can just buy a new one. It's like, I don't know why people hate on people for having money at some point in time. Just because they have money to get a new house. Like Camille Grandma, I'm pretty sure she has plenty of money to get a new house. But the fact that, people have houses that they raise their kids in or, they were raised in and got passed down to them and they're just added to put some upgrades in it or, it's close to the kids' school and the community that they've been trying to get to their whole lives after they bust their ass for 20 years in the music industry or the entertainment industry. And they finally got that, where it's their first house that they pay cash. Like, y'all some fucked up individuals if y'all just really just hating on people because they got money that bad.
Yeah.
But y'all constantly going after broke niggas. Okay. Or think niggas with credit cards is really a government credit card. Like, what the fuck? I don't have time for this shit. Anyway. That'll be the end of our episode. Signing off. Hopefully we'll be able to chat with y'all soon.
Yes.
Bye.